It's my first vlog that I'm recording after sharing the news that I am pregnant. We're having a baby. Welcome back. This is a very exciting video because it's my first vlog that I'm recording after sharing the news that I am pregnant. I have known about this for such a long time, for the past couple of months now, and so it feels so surreal to finally have shared it. Today is actually the day that we posted about the baby, and I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for all the love, and especially for the fact that I have been doing YouTube and Instagram for so long now that so many of you guys have been here since I was literally in 7th grade up until now. You have gone to prom with me, you've gone to college with me, gotten married, and now this is obviously just such a new journey that we are so incredibly grateful to be embarking on, and it is just so special to get to have this community to share everything with. And so from the bottom of my heart, I just want you to know that I love each and every one of you so much. My next video I think should be a whole first trimester recap. It just feels so surreal. This is my first symptom that I will talk about, that I have been entirely out of breath for the past couple of months. I really cannot catch a breath, and so many people too have said that they have noticed little hints that I've been dropping here and there, and nothing has been a super intentional hint. I haven't been like, this is a hint, but I've just kind of not been hiding things in terms of stopping getting my nails done, which I know you can still do, by the way. This is just because scents have been a little bit of a struggle lately in terms of candles, things that have made me very nauseous. My appetite has been much different. This week is the first week that I really feel like I have my energy back. I'm not feeling nearly as sick. Normal foods are starting to sound good again, and I'm so thankful for that because I know a lot of people struggle with this stuff throughout their entire pregnancy, and so I'm really thankful that seems like I'm on the up from here. And I promise you, not all my content is going to transition to like pregnancy and mom stuff and baby stuff. This of course is a huge part of my life right now, and so I do plan on sharing videos here and there about these things, but I of course am going to keep up with just my normal content. If that is not your thing, I just want you to know that it's not going to totally change. This isn't becoming a family channel, I promise. It is just the biggest thing in my life right now, and I share those things with you guys, and so I do plan on sharing, especially this vlog. I want to share some of the outfits I've thrifted so far. I think I'll do that when I get home today after making some lunch because I'm starting to get kind of hungry. I'll show you the baby book too I've been keeping up with because that's something that's been so much fun to do. But most things I do want to save to talk about in my first trimester recap. So I am going to hold off on answering a lot of questions and just talking about things, but I just couldn't start this vlog without saying that. So I'm so thankful and grateful for you all. I actually just got a Brazilian wax, which I still haven't getting, and they really haven't been too tough since finding out I was pregnant. They did tell me that it will start to feel more sensitive, and I think that might start to come down the road too. It has felt totally normal. I don't really have much of a bump. Maybe I can show you guys the bump that I have right now. Although my bump is not really anything right now. It's still a little bit early, and I know with your first it typically does take a little bit longer. I also found out too that I have a tilted uterus, which doesn't affect like labor and delivery or anything, or the baby. It's just something that I think 30% of women have, and so with that too, I guess it takes longer to show. But I am feeling quite bloated these days, so it kind of looks like a bump right now. I just personally like getting my waxes. It's something that I do for me. But now I'm gonna head home, make some lunch, and then I think tonight Aiden and I are gonna go on a little date night. We're both feeling Thai food because it's been super gloomy and rainy lately, so that sounds good. And then also playing Topgolf, I think, so we haven't done that in a while. Also, my outfits these days have been so weird because I don't fit into any of my jeans for the most part anymore. I fit into my loose pants still, and my jeans I could probably really squeeze, but they are not comfortable. I definitely need to start getting maternity jeans. If you have any good recommendations for good maternity jeans that I can kind of grow into too, I would really appreciate that, because I think it's about time to order some. I'm about to make myself some lunch, but I wanted to share that one of the things that I've been so nervous about slipping this whole time was because of the fact that we have had our ultrasounds back here probably over the last couple of months. This one is our first one, so that one's been there for a while, and then this one I just recently had done at 12 weeks. And Aiden and I always get so proud when we get home that we're like, we probably shouldn't because it might get in a video, it might slip, because I always vlog right here, but we're always too proud to put it elsewhere, and so I always always just try to kind of avoid, but it's so nice now because I can show that we have our little baby on the fridge. But I'm gonna make a meal from our Every Plate because it actually just came in the mail. And can I just say that Every Plate has been especially so nice to have during the season. I will say that Aiden has really been grilling most of our meals lately. The past couple months I have just not really felt like cooking, but the few times I have, it is so nice having a meal kit delivery service, especially Every Plate, because for one, it's the most affordable meal kit delivery service. If you guys don't know, you guys can actually go to everyplate.com and enter the code Michelle149, and that gets you each meal for $1.49. So it's super affordable, but it's also so nice because you just don't have to go to the grocery store and buy all the ingredients. And I would find myself buying all this stuff to make a meal, and I would try to be a little bit more ambitious, and then it would come to dinner time and I'm like, this just does not sound good. So I've really appreciated having 3 options each week to really pick from. And today for lunch, I'm making these garlicky white sauce flatbreads with tomato and roasted zucchini. These sound so good. This is like exactly the kind of stuff I've been liking. I've really been into the salty foods lately. All these meals come together so quickly. Usually it's around 30 minutes or so. Some are quicker. This one doesn't have meat, so it's probably even quicker than that. And you can totally change it depending on your diet too. You can swap the meats. If there's a certain meat that you don't really love eating, you can swap out everything. And I love when I put out all the ingredients. It looks so simple, but then these meals come together and they just taste like these gourmet meals, but there really aren't a ton of ingredients most of the time. So they're just super quick and easy, but always tasty. So I'll have Every Plate linked down below. Just finished our flatbread. Let's give it a try. The sauce is so good on it. Again, if you guys want to try Every Plate, you can just go to everyplate.com and enter the code Michelle149. That'll get you each meal for $1.49 on your first box. So definitely check it out. It'll be linked down below. I just went to record this clip and someone decided to sit right on my lap, which I feel like I might get some questions about how Mr. Cash has been since we found out. And it's really hard to say because he is honestly always like this. He is pretty much glued to me at all times of the day. But I will say that ever since we found out, it's been crazy because he has been sleeping right by our bed. And typically he likes to sleep in the living room, and then he also likes to sleep in the bathroom too. But he sleeps right by the foot of our bed most of the night, and that was right after I found out. And so I would like to think that he knows. I don't know if I'm just reading into that or if that's just a coincidence. A lot of people say that dogs know though. I'm gonna think that he knows, but he's gonna be a great big brother. I wanted to share some of the baby clothes that I've gotten. Most of these things are thrifted, and I have found so many great thrift finds. These are actually all from a place called Once Upon a Child. And it's so crazy because I actually grew up going to Once Upon a Child with my mom. She would take me and we would get clothes there. And it's crazy now that I just did some shopping for our own baby there. It's so full circle. I don't know if they have them in all states. I'm sure that you can just go to any thrift store that sells children's clothes, especially if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They have a bunch of different locations, but I specifically went to the Colleyville one. Great stuff if you're in the market. And I got so many clothes for $40. Oh, but first I actually wanted to show you guys our baby book. I started this for baby and I think it's so sweet. I'll link it down below. It's just this little safari theme. Cash is conveniently licking it right now. And this is so nice because it essentially just has all of your pregnancy memories from early pregnancy, has a spot for ultrasounds, baby shower, and then once baby's born, of course, a bunch of stuff about their birth, and then it goes up to when they're 5 years old. So I'll link this down below. This has been so much fun to fill out. This is from Etsy. I don't know if she sells the same one with this cover on it, but she has some other ones, and that's been really sweet to look through. And we don't know the gender yet, so I really have no business to be buying clothes right now, but you can find such cute neutral stuff right now. So most of these things are very sad beige, I will say, but I do plan on incorporating a lot of color once we know the gender. But for now, I'm kind of a sad beige mom because most of these are sad and beige, but they're so cute. You can find such cute beige clothes. First things first, I have heard from so many moms that finding little zip onesies are the best because they're so much easier than snaps or buttons. And so we have this little sheep one, and most of these are in such great shape. I have washed most of these, but they're really gently used. We have this little waffle weave set. I think this one's from H&M. So sweet, and then it has little pants with it. I'm due in November, so a lot of these things are just kind of warmer outfits. Some of the older stuff I did more for like spring and summer, but this was actually something that I got from Target, but I saw it and I just thought it was so sweet. These little linen overalls, how cute. I love it. These are from Old Navy, but they're thrifted. So cute. I cannot believe there's gonna be a literal baby in these outfits. Some of these are so tiny, like this one right here. That's so sweet. Little Sons, a little Old Navy sweater. Love it. Oh, this outfit is so cute. It has little elephants on it, little stripes. Also has little pants with it. These things feel basically brand new too. It's crazy. Little elephant onesie. This one I think is my favorite because I love the Zara baby stuff. The little neutral rainbows, so cute. And then it comes with little pants too. I'm obsessed. I do feel like a lot of these lean boy because I feel like so much of the girl stuff just screams girl. And so worst case, we can use some of this stuff later on if we happen to have a boy, or I'll just give it away. But I think most of it I could use either way. I mean, it's super neutral and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's clothes. Little zoo scene. And then this is the last thrifted piece. It just has little koalas on it. So cute. And then from Carter's, I actually picked these up because I was buying a gift for one of my friends. They're just these little sacks. These are so tiny. They're long, but they're so little. And I've also heard these are nice too for when you're just changing diapers so frequently early on. And then this one was actually a gift from my friend Taylor. She sent this to me when I told her, but how precious. It says Baby Gauthier. And she made that herself. And then this was actually something I picked up. I stopped by the Pottery Barn outlet because for the house, we definitely have quite a few things that we need to get. Not too many things that we need to get. We have 3 bedrooms, and so we'll have the nursery, the guest room, and then our room. We need to get a dresser for our room and just a bunch of random stuff. So I was looking there to see if I could get a deal. And I honestly felt like so much of the stuff was so expensive for an outlet, but I did find this for the nursery. Again, don't know the gender and don't know the theme yet, but I figure this is pretty neutral. It's just a giraffe. It's this little wicker basket, and this was originally $150 and it was on sale for $75, and I just thought that this would be so cute. I can't wait to show you guys the empty house tour because the nursery in it is so precious. It's so tiny, and I love that it's right by our bedroom too. And obviously the baby's gonna be sleeping with us for a long time early on, but I still think it'll be nice to have some sort of nursery, even though we're renting, so I don't want to go wild and do anything crazy. But that is going to be one of my first things that I do in the house. I'm really excited. But I'm about to do some work for the next bit, and speaking of the house, we are actually headed over there because the current tenant is selling a few furniture pieces and then also her washer and dryer, which we have to buy, which is fine because we'll need that later on. But we're gonna see if we want to buy anything from her. So we're gonna head over there at 5:30, and then I think we're just gonna do Thai food tonight. That sounds like the vibe. I also wanted to say that these bruises right here are from, I had got my blood drawn pretty recently. That was when we were doing the genetic testing and then also to find out the gender. But I always bruise super easily when that happens. So I just wanted to say that. I was watching that footage back and I was like, wow, it looks really aggressive right there. I figured I could also share a bump update. There's really nothing to show because I really don't have anything. Like I mentioned, I think it has to do with, for one, this is our first baby. And then 2, I do have that tilted uterus. So it said it'll take longer. Let me know down below when you felt like you started showing. I honestly felt like I looked more pregnant when I was around 10 weeks because I was so bloated. Again, these are all things I'm going to talk about later on. I wish I did that video before this because I want to talk about everything in this, but I was so bloated that I really did look like I had a giant bump at that point. But I feel like my bloat has gone down a little bit. But I've heard 16 weeks is when people start showing, so we'll see. Back from dinner. It was really good. We didn't end up doing Thai. We went to an Italian place called Paco Fiasco. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it was so good. We got pizza, but I didn't really think through the fact that I had a flatbread for lunch. Something about the past couple of weeks, the first trimester, I was really hungry all the time. I just never really felt full. But now I'm hungry, but then I start eating and I immediately get full. It's really weird. I feel like my stomach has shrunk, which I'm just not used to because for one, I just eat a lot of food, but also because I was so hungry the first trimester. So it keeps happening, especially around dinner time. Let me know if that's something you dealt with. It's been strange, all the fluctuations in appetite. I'm gonna take a shower, get comfy, and I think we're actually gonna watch Dirty Dancing tonight. I've been on a kick of watching older movies. I watched Titanic, The Parent Trap, and now Dirty Dancing is one of my ultimate favorites. So I think we're also gonna watch it tonight. Back from my workout. I'm also back from walking Cash, and I will talk more about working out and fitness. Again, I should have done that video before this video, but I am still trying to keep up with workouts as I feel up to it. And I definitely had energy this morning. So got a good workout in. There were a lot of people in there, so my ankles were a little bit awkward recording in there. I'm gonna make my go-to breakfast lately, which has been one hash brown. I love hash browns. These have been such a favorite for me just because they're salty and crisp. I put them in the air fryer and they're so good. I'm just gonna do one of these and I think a couple of eggs too. I'm trying to eat a decent amount of eggs right now. I also usually do fruit too, but I had a banana before I worked out, so I'm not really feeling like having fruit too, but I would normally do that as well. Yeah, right now I'm kind of just doing little meals every few hours or so. I've still kind of been keeping up with that. I find that that works the best for my body instead of eating a lot at once. So I am really excited, especially as I get into the second trimester, to keep sharing like what I eat in a days and stuff. I watched so many what I eat in a days pregnant because I just think they're so fun. And also as I start eating more foods again, I feel like it'll be nice just getting really nutritious meal ideas. And obviously these are not the most nutritious thing, but sometimes you just gotta eat what you can. At this stage, honestly really bland, but I am excited to eat that. I also wanted to update you guys on the supplements that I'm taking because I'm about to take them right now anyway, so I might as well. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I think when it comes to supplementing, you should always ask your doctor about any of these and not just take them because I ran a person on the internet and recommending them. And especially during my first trimester, I was not taking all of these because they would trigger my gag reflex like crazy. I actually need to grab one of the ones that I have been taking, but as far as prenatals go, I'm taking Thorne's Basic Prenatal. This is a brand that my midwife really recommends. I will say you have to take 3 of these and they're pretty big. I don't really have a problem taking pills, but I did a few weeks ago. It was not fun taking these, and they also do have a little bit of a scent. So I'll share one that is a little bit easier to take. And this also doesn't have DHA in it, which is really important in pregnancy. And so I also take Thorne's Prenatal DHA. This also has a scent and it's a couple of pills. So a lot of pills, but I really like this brand and I like the ingredients in there. I know Ritual has a great one too. A lot of doctors recommend. And then I'm also taking Seed's Daily Symbiotic, which is not sponsored. I know everyone's sponsored by Seed, but this is one that, again, my midwife really recommended, and she has really encouraged me to focus on gut health, especially in pregnancy, especially the first trimester. Dealt with a lot of bloating and gas and constipation, just keeping it real. And that I didn't really take throughout the first trimester because I just couldn't take a ton of pills. It was not easy for me, but I'm trying to really keep up with this now because I know that it's really important, and you can have a lot of gut health issues during pregnancy. And I'll share also the other one that I was taking before. These are a really great drinkable prenatal, which are a lot easier for a lot of people. And these are actually, I think they're pomegranate ginger, which ginger is really helpful for morning sickness. And so I would try to take these during my first trimester. These are from Parallel, which is also a brand that I definitely would recommend. I took their preconception supplements too, so I really like them. I know my sister Lindsay, with her past pregnancies, she took one, I think it's called Mother's something. I'll put the name on the screen right here, but she really liked that one too, and I've heard great things about that. I am trying to switch back to really eating a lot of the nutrients now though. Supplementation also has its place, of course. I just got myself a bit ready, threw some waves in the hair, and now I have a goal. I don't know if it's a lofty goal, but it's actually to start packing up our apartment, and I need to go grab some boxes. I wish I would have saved our boxes from our last move, but we didn't have a storage unit at the time, and so I think I'm just gonna go to Home Depot, and then I might look on Facebook Marketplace because I feel like a lot of times people sell their moving boxes. I would like to start as soon as possible because we move in 2.5-ish weeks, which I know is gonna come up so soon. I'm so ready for it. If you guys don't know, we're moving into a house. I shared that in a vlog recently. I feel like I had a greater attachment to our last apartment just because that was the first place we lived together. We got cash there. This one, it's been really fun doing like the whole high-rise thing. And I'll be sad to move this too because this is kind of our last apartment experience, but I just cannot wait to move into the house, show you guys the house. And we do have movers this time around, which I'm really thankful for. I will say last year my family was the absolute best, and our move was so last minute that they helped move all of our stuff, and it was so sweet. But I'm just, moving is such a process, and they were so nice to do that. But I was like, I'm not asking anyone this time to help with moving. We are gonna pack everything ourselves, but we'll have movers. This week I had a goal of taking apart the balcony because I have turf out there, I have a love seat out there, there's just a lot out there, and I don't think it'll actually take that long because the turf is just interlocking squares, so I think we might do that. Maybe start packing up stuff on the shelves, just things that we're not really actively using, and then really hit the ground running next week because then it's kind of go time. tell this story because this was just so funny. I went to Lowe's to grab the boxes and I got so many boxes that my cart was just too big to go down any of the aisles, and I was struggling so much. I would go down one and then something would be blocking, so I couldn't get through it. And I was getting so frustrated. Thankfully, one of the employees came by and offered to help me because I just couldn't carry all of them. There were too many boxes. And so he carried my boxes throughout the whole store and then stayed with me when I was checking out, and then he went to bring them to my car, and I parked in basically the farthest spot possible because I was reshooting some content for a reel, which is why I'm in a different outfit now, because I had to shoot some clips, which just happens when you have edits from a brand. I didn't want to be around a lot of other cars in case people were watching me. And so he's like, you really parked in the farthest spot possible. And it was just so funny. Kind of one of those had to be there moments now that I'm explaining it. But we got the moving stuff. I didn't get everything by any means. I do think I'm gonna try to find some cheaper options because it is so expensive going to Lowe's and just getting stuff. Like this bubble wrap was $25, which is just insane. I am gonna try to do a bulk option and save some money on that. I do think we're gonna wait till this weekend so we can do it together because I obviously don't want to be doing anything crazy right now. Back home, got the moving stuff. I'm gonna wait to bring that up till Aiden gets home later from work, but I did stop by Whole Foods, which I've been trying not to shop at. I've talked about that in, I think, my last reset video because it's so expensive, but I was doing an Amazon return and it's so nice because you can just drop them off in the lockers that they have at Whole Foods. It's crazy. It feels very futuristic, but it does make it a lot easier. I'm gonna have Aiden grill us out some burgers tonight. Sounds good. And so I just picked up stuff for that. And I also wanted to share that I picked up this drink, which I have been loving lately. It's the Siggy's probiotic drinkable non-fat yogurt. I'm probably about to drink some of this. Has pretty good ingredients. The only thing I don't love is that it does have added sugar in it, which I don't really need, but this does have a lot of really good probiotics. I know I am taking my probiotic too, but I really just like the taste of this too. There's something about it that having something kind of tart like this just tastes really good. I usually get the mini ones, but I found this bigger one and figured it was probably a better value. I need to shake it up more. Smoothies have been such a favorite lately too, like berry smoothies with a lot of Greek yogurt. I've made a lot of those lately. That has just been hitting spot, but this is sometimes just a little bit easier. For the past bit, I have been trying to do a very specific work thing for 2 hours now, and it just is not working. I can't really describe what I'm doing. It's a little bit all over the place, but I just finally gave up. I hate when something just isn't working and you really want it to work for a long time and it's just not. So I finally just gave up, and I'm actually gonna start doing some packing. I feel like sometimes doing something physical really helps when mentally I'm just feeling a little bit drained. Cash is drinking back there, but I'm gonna go ahead and start clearing out the balcony. I'm gonna try to take the turf out. I'll probably just leave the balcony stuff out there just to keep it there until we move, but I at least wanna try to pull up the turf if we can. The turf is officially all out, which is crazy. Again, that was very renter friendly because it was so easy to pick up. I was honestly scared that there were gonna be a ton of bugs underneath it or something, but there's nothing. So I'm just gonna store all this stuff out here in the meantime, but it feels good having that done. Aiden made us some burgers for dinner. Aiden made us some burgers for dinner. They look so good. Friday, I have not vlogged basically at all today because truthfully, I am feeling very sick today. I keep thinking that I'm over this. I'm not dealing with any more morning sickness, but this morning, lo and behold, that was not the case. I am gonna end off this vlog here, but I just got a package in the mail and I wanted to share this because I think this is so cute. I saw this from Clara Pierce. She shared this on Instagram. It's this jumpsuit from Free People. I got it in black because a lot of the reviews said the other colors were kind of see-through. And so I just thought black would be a little bit safer. And sometimes black is kind of nice too. Just very classy. It has these wide legs on it and then it's kind of ruched at the top. I'll probably end up wearing this tomorrow. We're not really doing anything, but I got this in a small. I thought it would be really nice for kind of maternity, of course, but it also is just cute normally too. So I'll have that link down below. Thank you guys so much for being here. My next video should be that first trimester recap, so really looking forward to recording that. I expect that's going to be a very long video. Of course, I'm going to start getting into just normal stuff again, moving vlogs, house stuff, which will be really fun. So I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, friends. So